I'm Makia.
I'm Ashley.
And we're Sisters Addicted to Asian Dramas and Music.
We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore like we used to.
Welcome to podcast number
11.
Hello, everybody. Quite a bit of information kind of spanned out within a week.
Yeah, a week's time.
Right, because literally the day after we recorded, 2 breaking news stuff happened, and I was just like, really?
Yeah.
It was, okay, so much information. And it's shocking news. It's not even something to be like, yay! But anyway, we'll start off with music to be on a happier note. Loco's album dropped over the weekend. Friday, the 26th, but it was available the 26th in Korean time, so I was able to download it on the 25th.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else was waiting to the actual 26th, but I just happened to check and was like, let me see, and it was actually available for me, so I downloaded it. Love me some Loco. That album is bomb, and it's called Bleach. If you don't know, if you've been under a rock, because everybody's talking about it. Because it was
everybody who's into K-hip hop,
right? Everybody who's into K-hip hop, in that sense, yeah. And then, the last podcast we watched the video for the movie shoot, the first single off the album, because he's actually released 3 other videos for songs off the album.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are doing that now. They release like a video for every song on the video. I'm not gonna say Beyonce started, but for K-pop. Right. I mean, I'm not still going to say Beyonce did start for real, though, because she might know. I just can't remember who might have did it first.
Right.
But who did it? Big Bang kind of started the whole thing. Where it's
doing, multiple videos.
Right, there's a music video for every song on the album.
Or just about every song. Right. So, which I didn't even expect. So I was like, I watched the movie shoot and was like, oh, okay. And then the next day or 2 days later, I saw another video and I was like, okay. Then the next day was another video, and then another video. I was like, okay, we releasing it back to back. But anyway, like I said, we were watching movie shoot in the last podcast, and I got introduced to DPR Live, which I did not know about until that video.
Look, child, I've been telling you about DPR Live.
I don't remember.
I don't know. It's just like, come on. She don't listen when I talk most times. I think that's what it is. It'd be like one end out the other. And
no,
like,
but
that's your kind of music. I know you like that kind of stuff.
Because
I be telling you, this stuff is live.
Because literally. Of the K-hip hop that she majority time listen to is not necessarily what I gravitate toward.
So, like, what do I listen to that you don't really gravitate?
You listen to, like I said, you listen to more of the hood-ish type K-hip hop than I do.
What's hood?
Not to say that you don't listen to stuff like Loco and other things like that, but a lot of times when I hear your playlist of K-hip hop that's playing, it's not saying it's bad stuff. It's just stuff I know I wouldn't go look for and download myself.
Okay, just name one.
I don't know artist names.
I'm just saying. Oh,
that's the thing, because I don't know artist names.
Okay, it's cool though.
It's just our taste is different. So I went and looked up. I spent a night looking up DPR Live, and I went to watch one video, and then I had YouTube on autoplay, and it kind of went through his album as well. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna chill. I'm not gonna buy it. Let me see if Ashley has it in the morning. Yeah, and that thought lasted all about maybe a couple hours before I ended up downloading the entire album. But to save myself, Ashley actually didn't have it anyway. So either way it goes, I probably would have ended up downloading it anyway. So that's all I've been playing for the past 2 days. I have a Loco DPR Live playlist that I'll probably be playing out like crazy. But yes, but DPR Live stuff is actually a couple months old.
Yeah, it is.
But I am new to him. But his album also, I guess, wasn't initially released to international fans until recently. So, and it's only, I think, that one album, which is called Coming to You Live, and I think one single that is available to international fans, at least on iTunes. I don't know if it's available anywhere else that you can buy music.
If you look at his SoundCloud, SoundCloud, it's probably a lot of.
And it's probably there too.
But I don't use SoundCloud enough to know how to like download it. You know what I mean?
Right, I don't either. I use it to kind of just
put it on your playlist or on your iTunes or something like that.
Right.
So, you know how Apple's only, like, Apple only.
Right. So, but, he kind of did the same thing of having basically, I think almost just about his entire album, at least what I was able to see.
Well, he only has 6 songs on the album, right?
Right. It's not a full LP like what Loco's Bleached is. His is an EP. So there's Cheese and Wine, and his style is similar to Loco, but it's still different on the same. So I can see how they can mesh well to do songs together.
Yeah.
But they still have different styles that I both like.
This is not my favorite song, Cheese and Wine. At least of all the songs that he's released that I've heard. This is not one of my favorites, Cheese and Wine.
Yeah. This is the first one I heard, first video that I watched. And I was like, I like the visuals of his videos.
Right.
He has very good visuals in his videos. And this one kind of caught my interest. I wasn't like, oh, okay, I'm definitely about to go to download the album now.
Yeah.
But this song definitely caught my interest. But by the next song, I forget I don't know how the order that it played it, because it didn't play it, of course, in the order that is on the album.
Right.
They kind of just auto-played through the entire video list. And I was just like, wow. And I just kept, because initially what I did was, you know, with iTunes, they have the, where you can get the sample of the song.
Yeah.
And usually, majority of the time, I'll kind of do that before I just buy an entire song, even for artists that I like. And sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm grooving, and I'm like, I'm not feeling it. Next one. But I listened to his entire album, the entire snippet, without feeling the need to skip. So I was like, this is definitely not going to be a waste of money if I'm able to get through whatever, I think like a minute, not even a full minute teaser that you get on iTunes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know which one I would say is my favorite though. He has another song it's called Right Here, Right Now with Loco and Jay Park.
I like this song.
Yeah, I like this song too, but I don't know if I'd say this one's my favorite off the album. I don't know if there's a video for it, actually. I think the one
that you like?
Yeah, that might be my favorite. At least, I don't remember.
I haven't listened to the whole album. I just know the stuff that he's released, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I said before. So I haven't actually listened to the album. I guess I will now since you have it.
Yes. And I don't easily get into K-hip-hop artists either, too, because I don't gravitate to a rap in general anyway. But yeah. For him to get me right off the bat.
Yeah. But I think if you listen to more K-hip-hop in general, you would probably find more that you like.
I probably would. It's just, like I said, I'm lazy in general when it comes to researching.
They're not as well known and out there as the K-hip-hop people. I think it makes it more fun because you really have to go and search for them. And you have to go and search hard for information about them. Whereas the K-pop group, you can find who they are, their names,
their height, weight.
Right, all that kind of stuff. So
blood type.
I feel like as a fan, when you become a fan of maybe one artist like DPR Live, you would go search for him and you would have to probably follow him on Twitter or, or look him up on, I don't know, Instagram or something like that to get more on him. And I feel like that it becomes a different level of fan instead of you going on their website and just finding out everything about them.
Now this next one is called Please, which is featuring G2, Kim Ho-eun, and Dumbfounded.
Which is my favorite.
Which I figured would be Ashley's favorite, and this is not my usual style. When it started off, I was like, okay, I'm kind of somewhat feeling it. Don't know if I really want to buy it.
Right.
But when Dumbfounded comes in, he kills it. I was like, okay, I'm buying this, at least this song.
Yeah. Dumbfounded's pretty dope. G2 has really grown on me. I didn't really watch him when he was on Show Me the Money. So now I've seen a lot more of him, and he's really, really grown on me.
See, he was on the same team as Minnow, so I kind of heard some of his style a little bit when I would download Minnow songs from Show Me the Money.
Right.
So I've liked him, but to me, he's grown too.
I don't know, maybe I like that. Because you say hood or
trap.
Trap.
She likes the trap K-hip-hop. Yes, she likes trap K-hip-hop, and I don't really gravitate towards that.
It's dirtier to me. Like, I don't know, it's more raw than when you make it sound pretty with the music and stuff. It's usually like a hard beat and hard raps.
But I went out to the I went to the store earlier, and this song came on, and I'm jamming to it. But for some reason, I had to crank it up extra loud.
Hey, bro, like everything I listen to, everything I usually download or buy is crank up music.
Right, and then the funny thing is, I had my windows up, so you could probably only hear the beat.
Yeah.
But I was passing by Jasmine's house.
Yeah.
I don't know who she. I think it was her brother or some boyfriend or something was outside with some other dude in the car.
Yeah.
And me passing by, I think the beat or something. They looked up. It was like they like kind of right. They did a nod, and I was just like, "Yo."
I swear, I was just
y'all
watching.
don't even...
I was just watching Blackish, and he's like, "You don't know the nod?" Yes, the nod.
Yeah.
He's like, "I see you."
Right, and I was just like. They can't even hear that this is K-hip-hop. They just hearing the beat of this.
Beat, man. That's the music. That's the kind of music I like.
Right, and then a lot of times, that's what I tell people all the time. They try to clown me sometimes, but a lot of times when they hear like a trap K-hip-hop song or just a K-pop song in general with a good beat to it, they're like, oh, this is what you listen to? Yes. Don't think K-pop is all really poppy. It's a lot more to it than what you think.
Right.
Oh yeah, Dumbfounded's part.
Dumbfounded actually came to our city in February, and I had planned to go, but at the time the finances just wasn't there.
Right.
And I was like, dang, I wonder when he's gonna come again. You know what I mean? Now that he's got a new album out,
he might come back.
He might come back. So hopefully I'll get to see him the second go round, and it won't be a huge venue. Granted, say I know he's big, but he's not. You know, to say he's gonna be in like I don't know. One of the big, like Beyonce type places. Right,
because Epic High, I feel like Epic High is pretty big, but we were able to go to their concert, and it wasn't that big of a venue.
Right, and I like when it's not that big of a venue. It feels more personal.
More intimate.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't intend to go through that entire song, but as you can see, the beat keeps going. You can't help but keep listening to it. But then he also has quite a few features on his album.
And I think because he's not that well known, features, especially in K-hip-hop world, are like the bread,
right,
and this butter of their music. Sometimes, you know, of course they have their singles, but I feel like nowadays, at least this year, a lot of the releases, they have features,
right?
That and they have like their crew. They have a set crew where it's usually somebody from their crew is all in their songs.
Right, and this one's called Know Me featuring Dean, and what I love is that I got into him, and the features that are on his album are artists that I already know and already like or love.
Yeah.
So it's like, this makes it even better because that means you're still going to be in, I don't know, I feel like the same type of artists that you groove with, they all they may sound somewhat different, but you kind of still groove with all of them.
Yeah.
And I like that. He's already into and connected with artists that I already like and know that if they're doing stuff together, it's bound to be stuff I'm going to like anyway. Like, because I like a lot of AOMG artists, when they do features on each other's song, I know it's going to be good. Yeah.
His first song I heard was God Bless. But he was kind of low key after that, but then I still liked it. Because then he released all this. So.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to think the name of the other one. Of the other song, the one
that you like?
Yeah, is this it? No, I don't think it's Thirst.
It's the older one.
Yeah. Hold on, let's see. He has La Puta, I think it's called, featuring Crush, which is a good one. But like I said, I don't think there's a video for the one off the album that I really liked. Yeah, nah, it's no video for it. This is Laputa. Laputa's nice, but the video has really nice visuals too.
Yeah, a nice aesthetic.
Yes,
he did that a lot, like a sunset type feel in his dark. All his videos are kind of dark.
Dark, but not like creepy dark.
Right. I don't even know what that means. It sounds Spanish.
Right. I watched JRE did quite a few reactions to his videos. And he was like, he's like, wait a minute, what? I forgot. He looked it up in the video because he was like, hold up. If that's what I think it is,
right.
What? Right. So he had to go look it up, but I forget what he said it was. This one's nice too, but I think the name of the song, I think it's the final song on the album.
Is your favorite?
Yeah. Hold on. To Myself, that's what it's called.
Oh, okay.
And it's a song without any features on it. Okay. We can't link. We got quite a few music to go. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked out DPR Live, please do check him out. But also, like I said, Loco released other videos for his album. So he has a song with Dean that is pretty nice. I like it. Oh, this has English subs.
Well, we don't know what the actual name of the song is because it's in Korean.
Right.
Like literally.
Gina Chong. Yeah, I don't know
There's
what
3
that.
characters. It's the last one.
Gina Chong. Like I can pronounce it, but I don't know what the word means. Oh, too much maybe? That was at the beginning.
Oh.
What I like about Loco's videos are they're not always typical.
Yeah.
Which you find for usual K-hip hop artists in a sense.
Is that a thing now, having it in portrait mode, these videos?
I guess so. I don't really care for it.
Neither do I. I guess they're trying to... I wonder if we watched it on our phone, how it would be.
Right, to just watch it like that in that.
Yeah, because I never did watch Card's Rumor on my phone.
Me neither.
Either watch it on my tablet or on the computer. Or on the TV, PS4, so I don't know.
Like, I love Loco's entire album, but I would still say Movie Shoe is probably my favorite song off the album.
Yeah, I like this one, actually.
Right.
Pretty chill.
This one, Brighten Your Night, I actually really like the video. I like this song, too. This might be, like, my third favorite off the album.
That's cool.
I don't know. I think what I like about Loco is that he's kind of a chill vibe type rapper.
Yeah.
And it works for me like that.
I like that hoodie he's got on.
Yeah. And I saw a post because we were talking about his weight in the last podcast, and somebody was like, all of a sudden everybody pay attention to Loco now because he done lost some weight when his music been fire. Thank you. Don't pay attention to him now because he's skinny and he got some abs.
Loco, and he lift his shirt up.
Right.
He lift his shirt up. He had an unbuttoned shirt in his video.
Right. Loco been having good music.
Shoot, if you had the belly, I'll rub your belly, Loco.
Right. And there's like a lot of the fans are kind of, at least some of the fans are like, I kind of miss his cheeks. Me too. I loved his chubbiness. So.
He still got the cheeks, but he has high cheekbones. So
right.
More defined now.
I don't think this is the video that's rated 19 plus, I think.
Is it?
If it's not 19 plus, it's rated where at least a certain age has to be.
15 plus?
Maybe.
Did he park the car?
No.
That's why it's not. You can't do that. They are geeking right now. What's going on?
Right. That's why it's rated what it is.
Tripping off of something. He has a nice smile.
He does.
Buying drugs in the back of the car? Are you rubbing it? I don't know. I just thought all the boys got in there.
Right.
All them American ones. We saw that. They ain't no 20s in there.
But it's a glove box filled of ones. I'm just saying. It could be quite a bit of money.
It's not even real. Who that on there? That's Shakespeare. It looks like Shakespeare
Right.
on the...
I didn't even look at it that closely when I first watched the video.
Because it was too dark. I was like, whoever's on the $1 bill does not have that much.
I was just trying to think it may be really fresh bills.
Nah, no, it's Shakespeare.
I just didn't really pay attention
That's
to it.
straight legit look like Shakespeare's picture though.
Yeah, it did. When I'm looking at it now, but when I watched it the first
That
time.
or box. Somebody European, not American. They tripping off something. Shrooms or something.
Right.
What happened to the girl?
She must have got dropped off. Because he met up with the dudes and we hadn't seen the girl since then.
Yeah, he did get out the car. It's a crazy night. I think he would look better with his haircut if his hair was dark. Wow. You just see the top of his bright head. Yo, he's like LSD tripping or something. Interesting.
Yeah, but this one, he has a song featuring Hoodie.
Right.
Like, this one is I can't help, but I could be not playing it and it'll come in my head. It's called Da 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 featuring Hoodie.
Because it's like an easy song to remember.
True. But I don't know. I can feel my...
Catchy,
not even
easier.
Right.
Like, lyrics are catchy, so...
But I feel like I'm able to somewhat hum even the beat of it a little bit in my head and kind of just groove. Like, I watched the video before, but I didn't fully pay attention to everything.
Filmed by August Frogs.
And he's singing a lot more in this album than he used, at least from... I don't know. I've never bought a full local album before. I bought a lot of his singles. Excuse me. So, I don't know
Like
if...
a sing rap, really?
Yeah. But he's always somewhat kind of done that, but I feel like he's singing a little bit more now than he did in the past. Because, like, I could hum this part a little bit, but, you know, I don't know. I can't speak Korean like that. The blonde is not looking so bad on him now. I think when he first went blonde, I think his eyebrows were a little blondish too.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Because he doesn't seem as washed out now.
Yeah.
Maybe
you can see his roots. When it starts growing out a little bit, it looks a little bit better.
True. And what I love is all of this stuff I'm finding now when I kind of felt like I was in that phase where I was like, I'm dying for some new music.
But you know, summertime hits, then a lot of music comes out.
True.
Everybody wants that summertime hit.
True.
So if anything, you could always rely on summertime to have good music.
True. Like, I feel like this stuff is what I'll be playing for the next couple of months.
Yeah. Get you through the summer.
Yeah.
I mean, summer hasn't even really started
right.
yet.
At least,
so wait
like
for it to really hit.
Right,
really
the first quarter of summer at least help me get through, push me through.
Yeah, so wait for like next month when like they really
everybody start dropping stuff.
Right. What's the song about?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the lyrics yet. But Loco tends to write about songs like this tend to be more about love and relationships. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I figured. It just sounds like it. Like maybe he's hearing her voice or their song or something.
Right.
It's just like, I don't know, maybe he's not really hearing it. That's what Da 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 is.
So, I think.
Very washed out aesthetic, or one color aesthetic for it.
So I think that might be it for Loco, at least.
Right. And DPR Live.
And DPR Live.
You know, she's kind of late to the game.
I know I'm kind of late, guys, but as you can see, I'm here and I'm ready for it. I'm supporting. Let's do this DPR Live. I'm so here for you. What is it called? One of the songs. Some people were commenting and tagging some of the videos. We gang gang. Because that's in part of one of his songs, at least from this album.
Oh.
So I don't know if that's the fandom trying to make up a thing or a hashtag for him. If that's the case,
Maybe.
then we gang gang. We gang gang. Who else? Who else we got? Nam Tae-hoon and his band released a South Club released a song.
Sorry.
What did I say?
Hoon.
Nam Tae-hoon. Hun.
Isn't that how you pronounce it? Hyun? And Hoon be Hoo? Or Hyoo? Or Hy? Okay, sorry.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. But it's called Hug Me. It's very Nam Tae-hoon style.
It is. When they said band, that he was debuting with a band, I thought it was gonna be like legit, like a band behind him.
Right.
And it might
when they
be.
perform.
Yeah, it might be. You know what I mean? But I thought the music video would have that vibe, like a Hucko vibe or something,
Right.
or a Day 6 vibe. You know what I mean? With like a band, like legit there, and he's
Right.
just the singer, though, of course. But you know, this is so him.
It is. It's not necessarily my taste in music, but
Yeah.
I watched the entire video though.
Yeah, he's super mellow. Yeah, and with his voice, he usually, at least when he was with Winter, it's sad to say that ex-member, but when he was with Winter, the songs where his voice really resonated to me were on the slower songs.
It did.
More mellow.
Yes.
Like the upbeat songs weren't as fun, and it's more Sung Yoon's vibe. than
Right.
the
Like
upbeat
you would
songs.
hear him and you would hear his voice in the song. Because I feel like with Winter, that was the one thing. Like you, at least I don't know. For me, as a part of the inner circle, I feel like I could distinctly hear their different voices
Yeah,
in
of
the
course, 'cause
songs.
they all sound differently. Very, very different. They have very
Right.
distinct voices.
So yeah, when it was the more upbeat songs, you could hear Nam Tae-hoon more so background-ish.
Right.
When it came to the more slow songs, you heard him more foreground than anything. So it's like they knew what songs advertised his voice better.
Yeah.
So
So I feel like he's gonna put out a lot of ballads, but he might not. He might put something a little bit more rocky when he really gets into it. Rocky, you know what I mean?
I will still
Rock
show
sounding.
support for him. I don't know if I necessarily can say that it will be something that I put on a playlist though.
Yeah. You gotta be in the mood. This is like rainy day,
Right.
chilling type music. That's what this one sounds like.
Right. And I love to dance, so this is not something that I would necessarily.
Yeah. I gotta see what his next release is gonna be before I say yay or nay. Because I mean, I
Right.
like this one too.
Yeah, I mean, I like it, but like
but-
I said, it's just not something I would gravitate to.
Yeah, so I like this one, but I still gotta see what else he's gonna do.
Right. But what I like about songs like this though is because I love hearing and trying to distinct between all the instruments in the band.
Yeah.
So.
He did put out a like an interview or a fan meet or something
Mhm.
where he answered questions. I never did get around to watch it, but I need to go and watch it.
Right.
So he talked about Winter and leaving YG type thing. I don't know how
Right.
deep he got into it because, you know, there's probably some things he just can't disclose.
Right.
You know, that officially, at least not yet.
Right. And supposedly, I think YG promoted.
Yeah, he did. He promoted him. So there's no hard feelings there. I think he left on an even ground where they were just like, you know, it's just not working for us. We're
Right.
not on the same page, and we probably won't be. So it's better for us to just part ways.
Right. And I feel like a lot of Him leaving the group, yes, it upset me, but I feel like a lot of fans, because it happened right after the 21 disbandment issue.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of YG stans, or just people in general, bombarded and hated YG because of Namtaehoon leaving. But in a sense, for me, because it was having to deal with, personal stuff and him leaving, and then him bouncing back like this, I feel a little bit better about it.
Yeah, and he bounced back quick. So when I saw that he was having something coming out, and I was like, dang, that was quick.
Right.
And I think he probably waited for after Winter to be done before he tried to promote.
Right.
And I feel that's out of respect,
See, it puts you in the mood,
It
doesn't
did.
it?
It did talking about him leaving Winter.
Right. I mean, because as much as I'm happy that he's happy and in a good place now, I'm still sad that he left Winter, because honestly, he was one of my biases in the group.
Yeah.
So I'm a little upset, but I'm happy that he's happy.
Right.
So
of course,
I'm always like that. Okay, so then we have 17, who none of us really pay attention to.
I don't really pay attention. I've watched a couple of their videos, yes, and I remember when they actually started. Ooh, those shorts are short. That was a girl in those white shorts. It was so fast. I'm sorry, I just threw my whole train of thought off.
I didn't look. I happened to be looking down.
I'll have to show that again, so I'll make sure that's a girl. Anyway, God, what was I saying? Right, so...
See, yeah, this is exactly why I can't do this.
But look, you're into EXO.
EXO still wasn't this many members.
But,
they started off with more members than EXO started off with, period.
Because that's why they're called 17. They started so fans could see them train. It was for years. They did the training and stuff, and fans could watch the videos of them performing, throughout the training and see them improve. And so, and they've done pretty good for themselves, I feel like. They write their own stuff. They choreograph their own stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they're like the bread and butter, the meat and potatoes of their company.
I mean, I don't think if I did watch a video, it was one. It may be their debut song, and I don't even remember it.
Their debut stuff was very K-poppy to me, and so I didn't love it. I appreciated them because I know they worked hard all those years. Because I remember hearing about them, but I never got into them. But there was one, I forget the name of the song, where in the music video they had the heart exploding, where they're the girl. I remember the video, but I can't remember the song. But then I heard that they write and choreograph their own stuff, so I was like, wow, I can appreciate that. So, and I actually kind of like this.
Right, I'm listening to it and I'm like, this doesn't sound super boy band K-poppy.
Right, and how they first came out is different from how they sound now.
I think that's my problem.
Right, they've improved a lot.
My problem is when a new group debuts, I feel like that's their persona that they're going to go for the rest of their time. So if it's not initially a concept I go for, I don't pay attention to them anymore after that.
Yeah, but when I start hearing about groups over and over again, I kind of give them a chance, especially if they've been out for a while. More if they've been out for a while, not if they're brand new.
Right.
Because they change concepts and they kind of get into themselves more. Because I feel like when they first come out, they do as the company says. But then later on, they get more say in how they want to do music.
Right, because I think a lot of companies release a lot of groups kind of in the same realm, and then they realize they can't stay in that niche. They got to make the group stand out a little bit more.
Our cousin really likes this one.
Right.
I mean, she talked to me about them, but she also liked Red Velvet. They're okay, but I wouldn't say I like Red Velvet like that. But, so I don't always listen to everything she says, but I can give her this one.
Right.
I can give her this one. And she was on a Snapchat one day. She was listening to it. She was not literally crying, but she's like, "Oh my god, this is so good." And I was just like, "Really, girl? Like, chill."
Right.
But I guess you could say we were like that about Big Bang. We're like, "Oh my god, this is so good."
I know. Shoot, when Big Bang came back, I was like, I told people at work, like, I'm gonna just apologize in advance.
Right.
Big Bang about to come back and release 2 songs for the next, I don't know how many months. So I'm gonna play nothing but Big Bang all summer. Do not pay me any mind.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go download with that one. I actually really like that.
Yeah, that one's nice.
Yeah,
I'll get that one.
I have to go watch them on the stage. That was good.
Yeah. All right.
17. I see you. I see you. All 15 of you guys, I think.
Oh, it's not 17 anymore?
No. So initially when they started, they had, the whole point was to have 17 members. But when they dwindled down and people left for different reasons, it became something else. It's something else that they said that why they're called 17 still, like accumulation or average. I don't know, man.
Oh,
okay, I'm not
average
a fan
of their ages?
I don't think so. Average is something, either their height. I don't know. Okay, don't
Some
take my
foolishness.
word for it. It's something to that extent because
They reached to keep that name. They're reaching.
Why? But they should just kept 17 and be like, we're still 17, even though there's
Right.
17
No point
members.
in changing our name.
But I know there's the youngest member, two of the members, I believe, or one of the members. He debuted in a duo where they wrote really weird. It was an interesting song, but their look was just weird. And I was like, oh, he's from 17, or he was in 17. But now I won't go look him up again. He's got a debut with something else.
Yeah. So I think that's it. Oh no, yeah, it is for music because it hasn't officially come out. The next topic is more of just news.
Right.
So this is where we get back to the disappointing stuff. So literally, I was talking in the last podcast like, oh yeah, Sistar is getting ready for their summer comeback like they usually do.
Right.
And then literally the day after we recorded that podcast, breaking, Sistar confirmed disbandment. Say what?
That was BS. I'm sorry.
I was so pissed. I'm like, so another girl group that I have come to love is disbanding.
Right.
At this point, I think there may be 2 or 3 girl groups that are still together that I initially started liking when I first got into K-pop.
Right.
So, according to the article, it says, at least the article on Sampi, as you guys know, if you can tell by now, where we usually get our information from. K-pop girl group Sistar has confirmed that they will be disbanding after their new album release in May. Sistar's agency Starship Entertainment stated after Sistar's release their last album in May, they will end group activities. We are currently in discussions with members on the individual contracts. According to the industry insider, Heroin and Soyu are likely to continue pursuing solo singing careers, while Boro and Dasun will continue into acting. And so it's like basically all the girl groups that kind of debuted between 2009 and say like 2012 are all going through disbandments in the past 2 years.
Right.
And it's a little frustrating and disheartening at the same time. It's like, I feel like companies felt like, okay, boy groups, they can go out, do military leave, members could do solo stuff for a while, do acting here and there, but you'll rarely hear about a boy group disbanding. We are consistently bombarded frequently in the past, like I said, 2 years of constant girl groups disbanding. Like, are you guys just...
You know, girl groups are more likely to disband anyway, what they call graduating. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's because the girls feel like they need to move on from this, where the guys don't. The girls feel like they either need to retire from the industry or they want to try something else. Because how long can you do this sexy concept, or how long can you do the cute concept? You know what I mean? Even if your group
Right.
changes up, I think they must not want to do it anymore. You know what I mean? It's got to be. Not to say that's how it is for all of them, but
Right.
I don't know. I just feel like that's probably what it is with Sistar, because there was no controversy with them.
Right. But the thing is, I feel like Starship didn't do much with them, because I feel like Sistar used to promote a little bit more frequently. But the past few years, I feel they've become known as just the summer comeback, and that's all they have. And it's one single.
Yeah.
I don't know when was the last time they've had a full album, or if they've had a full album. Like, like, Starship, really? This is what we get? One last summer comeback for them, and then that's it for Sistar? No more Sistar? Like,
Yeah, I know. I'm not a huge fan of Sistar. I listen to them here and there, but the fact that they'd announced that whole comeback, and then, you know, like the next day or the next couple days, they're like, oh, they're disbanding. Well, why the hell, you know, y'all had to know that they were disbanding before you did the whole comeback thing. I feel like they should have put that in the comeback. Like, this is their final comeback. as Sistar or something like that.
Right.
Now I feel like you're just trying to promote the comeback more by putting that after. I don't know. I feel like you just did it in one because you had to know. Or did after they did the video and everything, they're just like, oh, well, we don't want to do this anymore. No, you had been talking about this for a while.
Right.
Like, I'm kind of upset, even though I'm like a huge fan. I could imagine with the the big Sistar fans. I don't know what their star.
I don't know.
Called,
right. I'm a fan of Sistar. I don't know if they have a fandom name because some groups don't have fandom names to my knowledge.
Yeah.
But I love Sistar, but I've only recently more gotten to them, say, the past 3 years. But in those 3 year time, all they've been promoting was summer stuff.
Right.
So it wasn't until I looked back on some of their other stuff and I was like, oh, they promoted some other stuff here and there. I just I don't know. I just feel like it's another girl group that I loved is gone. So it's like one less group to look forward to have something to have music coming back. And it's like we've already lost so many.
Right.
I don't know, it's a little frustrating. But hopefully, who knows, maybe it'll be like in a few years' time, it'll be like some of the girl groups, the initial Hello Wave girl groups that are coming back now. So, we'll see. On other sad news, Kim Woo-bin, my little actor, he was diagnosed with, I do not know how to pronounce that.
Nagel?
Yeah, it's cancer of the neck in a sense.
Right.
So, he has officially kind of stopped all his activities to focus on his treatment. They did catch it in the early stages, which is a good thing.
Right.
But it's still a little worrisome. But all the news has been somewhat upbeat, despite it being some sad news.
Right.
So it kind of gives me a little bit of hope that because it's caught early, he's going to come through on the other side of this.
Right. I actually found out when I saw an article about his girlfriend, Shimina, saying she was helping him, get through the treatments and stuff. He was supporting it. And I was like, treatments? What's wrong with him? So, when I saw, the link to his, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. I
had woke up that morning when it got announced, and I got on Tumblr, and I was like, everybody's like, pray for Kim Woo-bin. I was like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
I went searching, and I was just like, what?
Yeah, it is sad, but, you don't hear that much about, actors suffering from certain things, from cancer.
Right.
Maybe a death in the family, or, we always hear about scandals.
Especially this at that young of an age as well.
Right.
Because that's another thing. He's in his 20s.
Right. Mid-20s, right?
But he's, last year, you haven't finished the drama yet, but in Reply 1988, Kiri's brother, the actor, he was diagnosed with cancer last year when he was starting in Mirror the Witch. He actually had to remove himself from the drama because he was diagnosed, I think, after they filmed maybe the first 2 or 3 episodes.
Right.
So they kind of just pulled his character out and put someone else in for something different. So, and we haven't actually heard any news about him. I haven't seen any news about him in a recent time. But I know he was going to treatments as well. I forgot what kind of cancer he was diagnosed with. His, I think, might have been skin. So and he's in his 20s too. So it's a lot of artists, not like a lot, but it's getting a little bit more frequent.
Yeah.
Where a lot of younger people are getting diagnosed with these cancers.
I mean, cancer's not an old people disease. Anymore.
It's not.
So we just hope and pray that, he'll be fine and he will get better. And with time, we'll see him again on the screen.
Right. So I look forward to having him come back and, show his smile and his darkness that he usually shows with his characters.
Right.
So, get well, Kim Woo-bin. And a little bit of a happier news.
Not a little bit, it's a huge happy note.
D-Dragon, of course, it's already been confirmed from like a month or so ago that he was going to have his
Top, we miss you.
Don't do that. We're trying to stay happy. D-Dragon's official solo comeback is on the works. He's already filmed the music videos. And he's already been confirmed for a solo concert as well. So I don't know. I don't think the date of his comeback has been released yet.
Probably not.
But
they just finished filming the video.
Yeah, you know how YG like to do.
He might, since he's probably gonna wait for Icon to be done. He won't overlap. He doesn't overlap his artists.
True, because
you know, when they're still promoting really,
they are, but I think their promotion is winding down. But I think the reason why they're still promoting really is because it's still staying on the top in the charts.
Right. They're just
which I'm proud of that. Yay! Because I think they ended up getting number one on another music show after being knocked out of the spot a couple weeks. They recently got number one.
I think they got knocked out by IU, but hey, if you get knocked out by anybody, hey, IU, right?
I mean, hey.
Okay, IU, I see you, girl. That's okay though.
We got you, Nuna. But yeah, so I guess whenever that official announcement comes for when his official comeback date will be, we'll know, because YG will probably do the usual "Who is next?"
Right.
Like we don't know who
we
is
know
next.
Who's next? YG. Don't put that poster up again.
Because Icon came back after Winner's promotion was dying down. So yeah, probably when Icon dies down, he'll be having them.
Yeah. So G-Dragon next. Who I really would like to see come back is Lehigh.
Yes, I was just thinking about that.
Listening to her albums recently a lot. Granted, I've listened when they first came out, and they were on repeat. But some of her songs have been going on my shuffle lately a lot more.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, are you telling me something, iTunes? Are you telling me IU's coming soon? I mean, Lehigh's coming soon.
Right.
Yeah, so I hope to hear from her soon.
Right.
You know what I thought, though? Because she's been doing a lot of the features with Tableau and, like, Epic High. What if she went to Epic High's,
label.
But granted, it's still under YG, right. But it still will be different. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. Anyway. Yes, Lehigh.
There's quite a few artists I want from YG to come back.
Yeah.
Epic High, I would love for them to come back too.
But I think Epic High, honestly, they're focusing on producing side because they've recently done the whole label.
Right.
So I think they're focusing more on producing instead of like actually putting out their own music.
Right. And
not to say they're not working on it, but.
And I think because, Mertha Jen got married and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so.
He's probably selling into that. And then DJ
Tuckets. I don't know how they pronounce it.
Right. He had another baby, didn't he?
Right. So they got personal lives going on.
Right. So they're just chill for a couple years and we'll just put something out. People still love us.
Right. Yes, and then Tableau, I know you guys have discussed this when you were on a Return of Superman.
Right.
And I mean, you don't just throw another baby in there for Haru.
But they probably weren't planning Haru, and I think now they're just like, nah, no more kids. Because
the age she is, I think they might.
Old.
No, I know she's not old. I'm talking about Haru because of how old she is now. I'm just saying that, but I don't think it will happen. Honestly, if they do announce that they have, I'm gonna be so happy for them.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Because I feel like Haru would be a really good big sister, but who knows?
They're probably one of those like power couples that just have that one child. It's cool though.
It's alright.
Yeah. You ain't gonna have like house full of kids.
Right. I'm not telling you to get about your business, Right. Just as a fan and supporter.
At least you can visit the people on Return of Superman.
I mean.
Come on, Tableau.
Right. I mean, because a few pictures you post on Instagram under Tableau, his dad is cute and all, but
Tableau, come on back.
I love
everybody
Haru.
Had a special, but you. Right. Where you at?
Okay. So I think that's it for news. It wasn't much other than those few little snippets of stuff.
Right.
So hopefully we'll have happier news or more happier news in the next podcast. Oh, right. Kim Nagil. I forgot he confirmed for that drama.
That's right. He sure did.
Like, y'all may not know, but Kim Nagil my boo. And after the foolishness that the writers did in Shark,
which I didn't finish.
We're not even gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't deal with 2 dramas of watching him die with quotation marks because bad guy. I still don't believe we're not even gonna go there. That's a whole nother long topic. But yes, Kim Nagil and who is this female lead?
I don't know. I mean, we can talk about it more when we get more of the information on it.
Right,
because it's still a working title.
Right,
we don't actually have official title for it, but it's supposed to be like a sci-fi type thing. So look forward to Kim Nagil. Us talking more about his drama coming soon.
Because he doesn't do dramas very often, so I'm very excited that he is actually finally coming back to drama.
I noticed that a lot of the actors, after they come back from the military leave, they do a lot of movies. before they come right back to Drama Land.
Right, but I think Kim Gill he's always done more movies in general than he's done dramas anyway. So, but yeah, I think and this one is supposed to be historical crossover type thing.
Right.
So, and I think it's supposed to be the girl is supposed to be in the future, present time, and she's supposed to go to the past, if I remember correctly. So we will, yeah.
Like, what's that one with Lee Min Ho?
Oh, Faith. Ah, there it is. Kim Ah Jong, right? That's the female lead. She was in Punch, and then also in that movie. I forget the name of the movie. Look at her name, duh. Well, my PS partner with what's his name from
in 2012.
200 Pound Beauty from 2006.
Oh.
That's one, but I'm saying that's the drama everybody knows her for.
Oh.
So it's supposed to come out sometime in the summer, so we'll look forward to that one. But yeah, I had to say something about it because I'm excited about him coming back. So, and I guess that segues into our review of this week's Suspicious Partner.
Yeah, I don't call it a review, more like a
discussion.
Recap, yeah, recap/discussion more.
True.
Yeah, discussion.
So, Wednesday's episodes wasn't very exciting in a sense.
Yeah. I think past week's episodes weren't exciting in a whole to me.
Right. It was kind of more a transition week.
Yeah.
Which wasn't necessarily a bad thing, but not a lot, in a sense, happened.
Right.
Because the Ji-wook's ex-girlfriend returns at the end of the last episode, so we kind of continue off from that spot. And it was going good because Bung-hee, she saw the awkwardness and she kind of, walked and
tiptoed to the side. Nobody noticed her.
They had a discussion, and then she came back.
Why, Bung-hee? Why did you come back? Go to work, Bung-hee.
Right. You're doing so well. Because I said while I was watching, I said, please do not butt in the conversation. Just walk past, ignore them. You are not.
And then she walked past. We were like, bravo. Good
right.
job.
You did
All
it.
All right. See you later.
Right. And then she was like, Tagia. No.
That's when you face palm. It's like, Jesus.
I was like, why did you come back, girl? And it just made it awkward. But he went along with it. But it was still like it was before when he went along with her stuff in the past.
Yeah.
It wasn't believable.
Like, one party's just like, what the heck are you doing? The other party's just like, play along, wink, wink.
Right. And you could tell the ex-girlfriend, she wasn't really believing it.
Like, she was looking at that face like, bullshit.
Right.
I don't think so.
I was just like, really? And then she said something online, I'm sorry, I'm just dizzy from our wild night. I was like, girl. Stop.
Right.
Please.
Like, it's one thing to act like his girlfriend, but let's not even insinuate anything nasty happened the night before, okay? Especially in front of guests, strangers, who she is, and she's just like, why are you talking comfortably to me?
Right.
Do we know each other on a, non-stranger level now? We're not close anymore.
I don't know. It was just...
I just really would like to know, and they showed their backstory and stuff, and it was super cute and juvenile, but it made me slightly roll my eyes because I know what she did later on. But I just wonder, after the whole cheating fiasco and him catching her and whoever, catching them, she did they talk after that? Was there some kind of closure? I mean, granted, he's still mad, so I guess it wasn't, closure that he needed. But I'm wondering, was that the last time y'all spoke and talked to each other?
Like, did y'all not speak at all after that? Because she says when she first comes in last week that, she said, I ran away. I'm like, so did you run away right after you got caught?
So so she went abroad or something?
But I'm assuming she didn't leave right away because she's saying she ran away because she cheated. So I'm figuring it had to have been at least a couple weeks or so before she left. So did y'all not speak?
Maybe avoided each other. Because it's like, what do you say to somebody after that?
Right.
Granted, I'd have waited there, but like, you done getting dressed? Get out so I can talk to her.
Right.
Oh, no, wait a minute. You stay here so you can hear everything I've got to say to her.
Right. Like, this is the conversation we all need to have.
Right. Let's have a group chat.
Since you want to share, you know, I mean, we might as well share this conversation. So it's just like, I don't know. I feel like they probably didn't have any talk because knowing his Jiwook's personality, because despite him kind of somewhat talking to the ex-friend now, he still kind of kept his distance and knew, you know, didn't talk to him unnecessarily. So he probably didn't talk to her, really.
Probably not. He probably walked out. They didn't show that, but he probably walked out of there after seeing them like that. And then, you know, that was it. Maybe she called him and he avoided her calls. I could so see that happening.
Right. But, yeah, I don't know. Just like how she's the one that initiated everything, basically, the relationship with Jiwook and everything. Okay, I can't say she initiated everything because we don't know she initiated the whole cheating process. So, I don't know. I was just trying to figure out where did
What do you mean if she initiated the cheating process?
Yes, she cheated, but I mean, did she seek him out to cheat? Or were they in a drunken moment and cheated? Because I'm like, we don't know what led to them sleeping together.
Yeah, I think maybe it was in the heat of a moment. Maybe because we find out who she cheats with. Makia assumed who it was already, but I didn't want to jump to conclusions just in case they tried to make it look that way. You know, drama trying to throw like hints that it's this,
right?
But it's really not,
right?
And so I did try not to guess at that. So when I saw who it was, eventually I was like, okay. So I'm thinking it's maybe the heat of the moment, and then maybe there was some kind of happiness. Maybe Jiwook told his friend something in a moment of happiness, and out of jealousy, he probably went to her. Not to say he took advantage of her, because obviously he didn't take advantage of her.
Right.
You know, it's complete consent.
Right.
So maybe in the moment they got too heated, and obviously she had to have some kind of feel. Unless you're like extremely drunk, inebriated in some form, or inebriated off of like some kind of emotions, like sadness or you're upset about something, do you do something like sleep with your boyfriend's best friend? And they grew up together.
Right, that's the thing too. And I think that's what makes it even more worse for me, more irritated at her, because it's not like, oh well, she came in after they met in college and she kind of got in between two best friends. They grew up together. Right.
Or she cheated with some random.
Right.
It was her best friend.
That's made it even more hurtful.
And it looked like they knew everybody. They knew each other since what, middle school, maybe high school,
maybe early middle school, late elementary, because the way the child actors looked like they were young enough to maybe be.
But they were wearing uniforms. Usually, they don't wear uniforms in elementary.
Okay, so probably early middle school,
because they looked pretty young. They didn't look like the high school ones.
Right. So
I'm just glad they didn't make them play high schoolers.
Right. I said that same too when we were watching. I was like, I'm glad they didn't put them in school uniforms. Because not that it's irritating when dramas do that. It is slightly. Because for flashback purposes, I can understand in a sense. Ain't no point in hiding child actors for this quick flashback. You not popping up again. Mm-hmm. But I feel like when they actually have child actors, we probably might see more instances of childhood stuff between them.
Right. We won't see. You're really trying to play like you're 14, but we really know you're like 32.
Right.
There's no going around that.
Right.
Don't do that again.
Yeah. So, in Eunhuk, we learned that he liked the girlfriend too, but the girlfriend confessed to Jiwook, and Eunhuk caught it, so he kind of let his feelings be on the side. And see all the initial flashbacks that we saw of Jiwook and what is her name again? Yoo-jung. When Jiwook and Yoo-jung, their initial courtship or whatever, we don't realize that Eunhuk is the third wheel the entire time.
Right.
Until he does his self-explaining about, his side of everything. And I wouldn't say I feel bad for him, because you kind of let your emotions get in the way and you regret it. Now, yes, I give him that, and he knows he's at fault. He knows it's hard to forgive what he did, so he's not trying to force his way, but he's trying to still get back on Jiwook's good side.
Yeah.
But it's just like, what led you to get in that bed too? Because you were his best friend.
That's what I'm saying.
Despite
jealousy.
the feelings. Right.
Jealousy. And that's a deadly sin. envy. And he envied the fact that he had the girl that he wanted.
Right.
And so he thought, she'll be with me, or she just at least won't be with him. And then in this moment, I can have her maybe a way that he has never had her. And even though that's a terrible thing to even come out of my mouth like that, like, that's obviously what he thought, you know. And I don't blame Juke for being hated at it, being ugly to him in the ways he is. But the way Jiwook's doing it, you're super nice, Jiwook, and that's the way you're going about it is super, like, petty, like, you know, just like, you did something to me back then, and I'm upset, but I'm gonna just hold it over your head like this. No, you slept with my girlfriend,
right?
And you knew I was in love with her,
right? This
deeply
is not like,
in love with her,
right? This is not like we're high school best friends. We got reconnected,
right?
And you accidentally slept before you,
or even just a coworker or a friend you've had for the past 5 years. This is at least a decade of friendship, at least a decade of friendship, because they're in their 30s, and you slept with my girlfriend, and you still want to be my friend, and you're still smiling in my face, and you know how I feel.
Right, and I feel like the reason why it's petty at this point, because to a certain extent, Jiwook is over it.
Right.
But he's been holding this grudge for so long, so he feels like he has to continue to do it.
Right.
So he's at that point now where he's just going to be petty about it.
Right, because there's no other way. Can he really just ignore him and be mad? I have to work with you, so I'm going to work with you. I'm going to be, you know, the basic cordial.
Right.
But I'm going to still remind you that this is why that I don't like you. And even though I'm being rude or petty to you, you can't say anything.
Right.
You can't say anything.
Right.
You slept with my girlfriend. Because if he's like, don't do that to me, Jiwoo. You slept with my girlfriend. Don't do that.
Right. Yeah, there's like, at this point, there's no winning argument. Because
right.
the only time he can actually let this go is if he physically tells Eunhook, I forgive you.
Right.
But he's not going to do that. So he's going to forever be petty about it. And I don't fault him for it.
Yeah, of course. Because he can't think, and I couldn't think of another way for you to still be okay with being around somebody who betrayed you in that way.
Right. I don't know, for me, it's just for me on a personal level, like, once you betray my trust, there's no, I'm a fake act like I like you or do any petty.
Like, people like that, I burn bridges. I
have no reason to talk to you anymore.
But I guess because of the line of work they're in, he's, like, always there.
Right.
He really didn't have a choice.
True.
And that's probably part of the reason why he didn't want to be just a basic lawyer. He wanted to stay. Not one of the main reasons, but it's
part of the reasons.
Right. It's one of...
Because as a prosecutor, he wouldn't necessarily have to deal with Eunhook as closely as he is as just a regular attorney.
Right.
So... what else happened? Not much really happened after that. Bong-hee moves out of Jiwook's place for all of, I don't know how long, maybe a week.
Yeah, it was longer than that.
A couple weeks, maybe?
Yeah, it was a couple weeks. Let's say it was a month. I say it's a month just because she was already doing, like, into a job.
True.
And she ran out of her toiletries.
True.
I
forgot about that.
Yeah, so she ran out of her toiletries. She was wearing her glasses at this point.
What I like about this drama is they show that time has passed by not necessarily, you know, physically putting it on the screen or whatever like that. They kind of show with them with like little stuff like that, like showing she's all of her toiletries. Okay, we all know when you buy toiletries and you run out, it's probably about a month or so, month and a half if you got a little extra, you know.
Maybe about that one that says 40% more for the same price.
Right.
Okay, I'll invest in that because that means next month I won't have to buy it right away.
Right. So like, and out of contacts, you're supposed to change your contacts
once a month. Most of them do once a month.
Once a month, maybe once every 2 weeks for some.
Yeah.
It depends on your brand.
Yeah, that's true. I remember one girl, she was like, oh, my contacts are so dry. I haven't changed them in months. I said, months? Granted, I used to do that too because contacts are not cheap. You can't just buy one for each eye. But, I mean, months? You're probably not doing a good service to your eyes.
True.
Just saying.
True.
Just saying. I mean, we all do it, contact wearers. Get some extra use out of it. It's not like your the prescription in it just like starts to fade away.
Right.
It's just saying the contact is a little dry. It's not holding the moisture like it should.
Right. True, but okay, I may not change my contact as frequently as I need to.
Right.
But usually if I do though, that one, I'm not tossing it. I put it aside and save the container just in case, you know, the one that I have in something rips or something happens to it. I don't want to break out a new one. Just rinse the old one. I'm just saying.
I'll be honest though. One time I found an old contact that was dried up. And I was like, that's where it went. I was looking for you. I just had to break open a new one. I popped that thing into a capsule and I watered it down and I wore it again.
I did too. I've done that.
It was crispy. Now it was potato chips.
I had took a contact out one night and I swore I put it in the dish.
Right. It's like, where did you go?
I woke up the next morning and I was just like, what is that dried?
The contact fairies come and stealing my contacts.
I know I put you in the container. The container is closed with solution in it, but my contact's sitting on my dresser.
Where did you go? Hide and seek. Here I come.
I swore I put you in the container. All I did was, I was like, okay, I gotta be working like a couple hours. Rinse that off, put it in the, shake that up, make sure it's nice and covered. Shoot, in a couple hours, it was ready to go, pop right back in my eye.
Fresh.
Right?
Anyway, back to the drama.
Right, we got way off. So, and then Ji-wook decides to go and actually fulfill what he actually asked Bong-hee in the last episode of coming to work for him.
Right, but he was drunk at the time, so she didn't take him seriously.
Right. And I kind of low-key didn't take him seriously either because...
I did. I thought he was legit. So when she moved out and he was just like, you know, oh, okay, well, she left. And he was kind of sad about it and disheartened about it.
Right.
But, like, could he run after her? It's just like, what is she going to stay for? You know,
right.
He didn't have what he needed. So he did remember. And I was just like, but at that moment, I was just like, didn't you ask her to work for you? Where's the job? Why did she leave? You let her leave? But.
Right. Because after all this time, we forgot to mention, he actually put in his resignation for the company working with that guy and working with Eun-hak to open his own firm. So that's what he does at the end of episode 10. And he has his whole little crew now with Bong-hee, Seo Bun, Section Chief Bong, and Eun-hak all in one office. This is going to be hilarious for the next few episodes because they all are different personalities working in his house. He don't have a separate little law office. They all come in Ji-wook's house on a daily basis.
Well, it's the office. He made it into an office.
It is, but it's going to be, stuff is going to happen.
Of course.
Because, of course, once Bong-hee gets the job back, she ain't got nowhere to live.
She moves in.
She moves in.
Moves back in, yeah.
Because what is she played it off saying that he begged her to move back in, but he was like, no, I didn't. Why do you keep playing up conversations that we did not have?
You did beg me, though. I mean, you didn't get on your hands and knees, but I'm just saying.
Right.
It was a little bit of a, please. Yeah.
And that was cute, though, how he was like, he does that, too. Like, he says a thing and is like, and walks away. He's like, that was cool in that moment.
Yeah.
Really, sir? But at least he doesn't do it like how Bong-hee does it. Bong-hee, she gains her points and then loses them.
As always. This is like, she doesn't need the points. So she does something cool. Okay, what are you about to do now?
Right.
You're about to do something to subtract everything you just earned.
Oh my goodness, it was so cute. I can't wait because he is denying his feelings. Oh, the fight that they had with the high schoolers?
Yeah, that was pretty stupid. Like, do high schoolers really fight adults like that in Korea?
Because I feel like this happens quite frequently in K-dramas where it's always these high schoolers, bad high schoolers, where they feel like they want to stand up to all these ajishis and want to fight them. Where's your mama? Don't you got studying to do?
Right, why are you out in your uniform so late? Like, I noticed that in Korean dramas, in movies, if you're in high school, people always know because you're always in your uniform. You're never out of regular clothes. Or they just assume because you have a really young face. That would be more concrete for me to say, you look like you're still in school. But usually they just always have their uniform on.
Because I think it's how they do schooling.
Right. They do it they start late, and so they end pretty late. And then usually have either like some kind of study hall or something.
Right, so when they're staying, not overnight, but they're staying hours into the night. And then going home when it's dark.
Right.
So it just might be that because it's not done that way here in America. Nighttime, ain't no kids at school unless you have an after school project or something going on, or you got dance practice.
Even after that, you gotta go hurry home, go to bed.
Right.
Because school starts pretty early, at least here where we live.
Right. I don't know about other states, but yeah, in our state it starts pretty early.
Yeah.
So. What I loved is when he got back home.
Yeah.
And she was cleaning up his wounds and doctoring him. Mm-hmm. The stare down he was doing.
Yeah, they didn't show it long enough.
They didn't.
But he did stare at her.
This is the stare that made me fall in love with Chi Jong-wook and Healer. Because I love when male leads can look at their female leads certain ways. Yeah. I'm just like, boo. Girl, if you don't see this. So, but then of course, it transitions into the case that they have to work on, which ends at the end of 11 and 12. Like, they hint at it at the end of 10.
Yeah.
But it doesn't come back up until 12.
Right.
I think. Yeah. Or the end of 11.
Right.
Because this killer is crazy. He worked for NSS and he does all these killings and blames it on other people.
Right. Basically. So.
But I feel like there's something more to these killings because the way episode 11 opens up, I think, or when it goes back to the case.
Yeah.
I forget where it is. Like the murder that the wife comes in, she sees it and she's like...
Yeah, he did it at the end of...
Is it at the end
the beginning of actually the episode, after the girlfriend thing, we see him going into a house, remember?
Right.
And that was the week before. And then we realized what he's doing in that house. I realized when they showed that house again, when the wife was going into it, I was like, oh, that's the house.
Right.
When he used the key. So he had this key, so he kills this top chef or whatever.
Right.
TV chef.
And then he goes in with the team to help do this scene. I forget their job title.
Forensics?
Right. He goes in for the forensics team, like, and it's caught on the news. I'm like, yo, he's really part of this team and he's going to kill these people. But what is his reasoning?
Right. And then, but the thing is, though, too, is I wonder if it's like he's reading people's emails and see that these people want to be killed. Or maybe he's watching something they do and they see that they need to be killed, like a retribution killing. Like, I used to watch something called Dexter. It's a Showtime show. It's old. It's been off for a couple years now. Where he's a serial killer, but he kills people that, people in society be like, you need to be killed anyway.
Right.
But, that's not your job to kill somebody because they do bad things.
Right.
So, I wonder if it's like that, because when his wife went into the house, she was just like, what? And she saw something on the TV.
And they didn't show it to us yet.
Right. And so there's some other clues she saw. They kind of made her freak out. He wrote something on one of the pictures. And it made her freak out where she needed to erase it and make it seem like something else happened. Right. Because it would pinpoint to her.
Right. And I feel like this either might be, to a certain extent, contract killings.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I feel like other than that, these killings are kind of random. They're not connected in any way.
Right.
Because... other than he's committed other murders, yes, but the only two that we've actually seen on screen,
right,
is the boyfriend.
Which the boyfriend was
accident,
right? That wasn't a planned kill. That was just because he thought she saw him doing something,
right? And then the body he was burying, we don't know if it was a male or a female. He would have actually killed Bong.
We don't know how he killed that person either.
Right. And he probably would have killed Bong Hee, but only because he thought she witnessed something.
Right. And he just saw a person. He probably didn't realize that was her.
Right. And so that's
who was in the window. I mean.
And that's right, because he probably just went to that apartment.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't know. He doesn't seem to have a certain type that he's going for.
Right.
So that's why, in a certain extent, that's why it came to my mind that he might be doing contract killings where he doesn't have a reason to be killing people.
Yeah.
He may just like to kill.
But I wonder why the synopsis say it, or when you looked at it before they had official synopsis up, they say he was the forgetful killer.
The initial synopsis when it came.
It might have changed by now, and they might have switched it up. Just to say, because I wonder where the forgetfulness is going to come in. Granted, we haven't delved deep enough into the cases.
We've only got snippets of the serial killer.
Right. We haven't got much of him either, other than the fact that we know his job, his face.
Right.
And that he's crazy. So to say, we don't know, what's going to be next.
Right. So
or why he's doing this. Yeah, amnesia. So.
Right. I don't know, and that's what I'm trying to figure out where the amnesia part's coming in, but we got to remember, this is supposed to be technically 40 episodes. We're still kind of early in.
Right.
There's a lot of information they still have to delve out.
And I feel like maybe they'll find out more about the amnesia when they figure out maybe closer to who he is, his identity. Because, how can you figure out murder's amnesiac just by seeing the bodies, the trail he's left? You know what I mean?
Right. So I feel like he might be other than his job title, he might be connected to someone bigger down the line.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of more deeper stuff into why the killer is who he is.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But Ashley hasn't seen the drama last. But what I liked about is that the actor who's playing, I guess you could say the killer's not next victim, but the next person to take his spot to get blamed for murder.
Yeah. Is
the actor who played Praying Mantis, or Magia, if you watched last. I screamed out the name and she was like, "Who? What?"
Yeah.
But yeah, only if you watched, if you watched the drama last, you'll know what I'm talking about. But he was also in Chief Kim, I think. If you guys have watched that one,
like one of the main cast.
I think he's part of one of the supporting cast members. Yeah. I haven't watched it yet though, so I can't confirm that. But this killer is a little creepy though, because what was it? He seemed like he's intentionally trying to do something to Bong Hee now, because she met him for something. I forgot what it was. And then he gave her some shoes, and he was trying to take her home.
Oh yeah, I guess she was meeting up to talk more about the fact that he couldn't find anything, and he was returning the shoes to her.
They're like having dinner and like making this a friendly relationship type of thing.
And on regular terms, if we knew he wasn't the killer, we'd be like, oh, okay, that's cool. She's gonna be, that's what you gotta do with a lawyer anyway. Network,
right? And that's like this potential. And if he wasn't the killer, I'd be like, this is a potential person to make Ji-Wook jealous.
Yeah. No, we don't want to make him jealous with him.
No, he's a murderer. I mean, if he wasn't a murderer.
Right, I know. But I'm just saying, nah, bruh. Like, even if there's like a hint of it, we'll be like, Ji-Wook, it's okay. We don't have syndrome for him.
Right.
Not even close. Get her away.
Hurry up. So, yeah, I kind of want to learn a little bit more about him, because he knows Bong Hee is searching for him, but I feel like he knows that this fact that she doesn't have any clue that it's him.
Right.
So I feel like for him to be actively seem like he's trying to take her out already, I'm just like, I guess you believe in her strength that she's going to eventually catch you, so you're trying to take her out before she gets there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's probably what he was going to do, but I'm just trying to think, what would you do with her in the car? She's completely conscious. She would have to watch you kill her or something, kidnap her.
Right.
Or, put that mask over her, whatever they make them smell to knock them out. I don't know what it's called.
Right, and like, who would you blame for her death?
Or who would you blame for her disappearance? People saw you with her.
Right.
There would have to be like, where was she last?
And supposedly I feel like you were keeping up with her instances to a certain extent, so you know who she's already connected with.
Or maybe he wasn't trying to kidnap her or kill her. He was just trying to see where she lives, so that he could, make a plan to kill her.
Maybe
he want to drop her off. That's why he's like, let me drop you off.
Maybe true. That's a thought. That makes more sense. Where he's trying to set up his plan. So
right. I gotta see where you live, where did you go to work, so that I can plan this all out. I know the places that you go, that type of thing. And I think that's kind of a relationship he's trying to build now, since he didn't get to get her the first time.
True. So, who knows? Maybe that's how he does it too. Kills whoever he can, and then if he can't get to him.
But for me, with this other guy that he's gotten to be accused for killing, I just like, that guy has no idea. Completely. He's just walking down the street and the cops arrest him.
I feel like they haven't revealed to us how that even came about, because we know that the murderer kills this guy, and then all of a sudden the news breaks about them capturing this guy, and we're like,
well, remember the old lady saw him, and she's just like, that's the boy who always delivers something.
True.
So they probably like asking the cops, asking the neighbors, did you see anything suspicious? Well, I saw the delivery boy.
Yeah, well, we don't learn that until they're actually meeting with him, because initially when he's arrested, we don't even like, so you just arrested.
Right, it was super random. You're right, it was very random.
So, but then 11 starts off after the whole beating up fiasco, she just shares his wound, and he goes to sleep, and it does the whole moment where she falls asleep too. So he wakes up and he sees her, and he catches her falling head with his hand, and he kind of just stares for a moment. And then he feels like, then he realizes, okay, I can't stay like this forever, so let me try to get off the couch. And then for some reason he ends up gripping her head. And then she wakes up, and he like, don't misunderstand. Misunderstand what?
Playing with him still.
Right. Because she's messing with him, but I feel like she was still like, she was half awake at that point.
Right. She's just like, it misunderstand what? You know, obviously my head was falling. You would just think, oh, I'm sorry, you know, because you see, you caught my head. That's what it felt like. That's why I jerked awake. Not jerked, but she kind of like woke up.
Right.
And I don't think she was fully asleep. She's probably like, you know, that kind of sleep where you're conscious, but you're not quite.
Right.
You think it's a dream, but you're
kind of somewhat conscious, but you don't realize it until you wake up that you really weren't that deep of a sleep.
Right.
So, but yeah, and this 11-12 kind of is more so of the new case, and Jiwoo kind of realizing that he's starting to get feelings for Bong-hee. We've all seen it, but he's starting to realize it himself.
Yeah.
But then, you know, the ex-girlfriend comes into play. Because, I mean, 11 and 12, I mean, it showed a little bit of jealousy when he saw Eunhook and Bong-hee having a private conversation.
Yeah.
Him being his usual petty self.
Yeah.
And then his mom and her mom go back and forth at the Papa John's.
They're gonna be a nice comedic relief in this. I definitely see that, and I like how her mom's just like puts it out there that I'm not about to take your shit lying down. I'm gonna take it a little bit because you're my boss, but I'm not gonna take all your shit.
Right.
And his mom was just like,
right, she tries to have the last word, but Bong-hee mom wins every time.
Never, not on my watch.
But the thing is, that's how their children's relationship works out too. Jiwoo tries to have the last word a lot of times, but he doesn't.
Yeah,
he really doesn't. So it's kind of mimicking children and parents' relationship to a certain extent.
I could so see them being like BFFs. I could see them as like old women as best friends for years.
They're gonna be taking care of the grandbabies together, still fighting.
Yeah, but like even if their kids weren't connected, I could see them as like best friends together.
True.
Just eating at a restaurant or something and having like a petty argument or something, but then the next second they're talking about somebody.
Right.
Oh, did you see that new Ajamal?
Right.
It's being real silly.
So true. Yeah. But like we said, nothing much really happened this week. Those were just kind of moments here and there.
Yeah.
Bong-hee being choked by the district attorney.
Wow. So I guess, you know, I really have to eat my words now. Because I said before how when he raised his hand, I said he wouldn't hit her because he's a crooked, you know, district attorney. He's going to have somebody do it for him. But he was so angry just seeing her smile on his son's birthday.
Right.
That he was enraged. He doesn't know, like, the trouble he could get into for doing that kind of thing. Granted, there was no witnesses. And what could she do? Fingerprints off of her neck? She should have went straight to the cops for this. But she didn't.
And that's what's keeping him in his power to keep doing what he is.
Right. People won't say. That's what happens when people are scared of those in charge or those in authoritative positions. You need to speak out against these people because those are not the people that should be leading us. Those are not the people that should have a say in how we run our lives, on our day-to-day lives. And he is. And the fact that he can put his hands around somebody's child's neck and leave a mark like that because he's angry that his son is dead and their child is alive is ridiculous.
Right. And he's so determined, like, no matter how many people can tell him that the evidence is not enough for you to just so hardly believe that Bong-hee is the one that killed your son. He is so hell-bent on believing that mind track that he doesn't let anything else enter his mind. So he's determined to ruin her life until he can possibly convict her for...
And I don't want to say it's in a way to defend him, but everybody believes that she's a murderer. They just didn't have the right evidence to charge her. And even if they do find the evidence later, that's already thrown out the window. They have to charge her for something else to get her down. So at this point, he's really just angry that he can't put her in jail for what he wants to put her in jail for.
And my thing is, it's like, and he even said that, he said the only reason why he won't strangle her even more is because he know he'll go down for it.
You could go down for putting your hands around her neck like that, sir.
Like, really? And
you should be stripped of your position, your power, and taken out of the building that you work in. Because
and then my thing is, I am not trying to bypass or negate from he lost a child and he's angry about losing a child. But my thing is this: whatever you do, violent or non-violent, is not going to bring your child back.
Yes.
So you taking it out on her, believing, okay, say Bong Hee is the murderer. You killing her is not going to bring your son back. Wouldn't you want the person that killed your child to suffer in jail instead of you having to go through this process of physically doing it yourself?
Right.
I feel like no matter what you do to that person, it's not going to bring your child back. I would want them to suffer. I don't want you to die. No, because my child lost their life. I want you to suffer and see how it is to have someone lose their child and see that pain on my face all the time. I'll have you in jail and I will come and visit you so you see my face and see the pain that you put on my face, knowing that you took my blood from me.
Yeah.
Then for me to, I wouldn't want to touch you.
I wouldn't want to see you. I wouldn't visit you. I wouldn't visit you. I just know that you're in jail. But that's just me.
Right.
So, and then he walks away, and then she's just like, I'm really going to find out who it is. He was like, well, bring it to me. Bring me the evidence of who it is. Or bring them to me.
I want him to get on his
She's like,
knees.
I will. Yeah, so do I. I want him to apologize to her. But I honestly think, when they do find out that he will either probably be dead or he won't apologize. He won't apologize because he'll know he's in the wrong, but he just won't know how to say. He won't be a bigger man and go to her and apologize.
I feel like Ji-wook might make him apologize though.
But yeah, right.
If he doesn't make him do it like on a personal level, he might make it to the point that he has to do it in court or something of that nature.
Right.
I feel like Ji-wook might be that, because especially probably by that point too, the feelings for Bong Hee is going to be even stronger. So he's definitely going to fight to get her the justice.
And then when she goes to the house to show him, this is, getting us closer to helping our client, be acquitted of these charges. He's just like, oh, that's not it. But he looks at her and she's just acting kind of weird, and she's dressed slightly weird. Like, what's this scarf around your neck?
Like it's kind of warm outside.
Maybe he has a good memory, a good eye. I remember what you wore when you walked out, when I dropped you off, or when I saw you last. That scarf seems slightly off.
Right.
There's just something off about you, the way you're standing, the way you're acting. Granted, I didn't see it. I felt like she was really putting on a good show.
She put on a good show, but then she also would linger. She kind of just left.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, okay, and then kind of walked away.
Right. Like
usually she lingers a little bit and try to hang out a
and
little.
he noticed it. He noticed that as soon as she walked away, something's up.
He looked up because he was like, wait a minute. That can't be it.
Right. That's it. You're just walking away.
Right.
So he comes into the room and he's like, she'd already taken the scarf off around her neck and was checking it out. And she tries to hide it. But he so calmly just, takes her hands down, even though she keeps continuing trying to hide it. And he looks at her neck like a doctor almost examining her neck. And I felt he was super calm about it. I guess he didn't want to rile her up because it seemed like she was upset about it. And he asked her,
I feel like he was reading her face and he could tell.
She doesn't want to talk about it. Granted, he did ask her and she's just like, I don't want to talk about it. And he respected her.
I get that, and I appreciate, I liked that moment. For some reason, despite it not much happening, that moment stood out to me this week.
Right. That did. That mine too. And granted, in the previews when we saw that she had the mark on the neck and that he would be seeing it basically right away, and how calm he was, I was just like, what? Why are you calm like that? But I remember back in one of my favorite dramas, Greatest Love, when Ae-jung had got slapped by her ex-manager, and he granted at the time he was trying to avoid her anyway, and he realized how bad it was, but he felt it wasn't his place to do anything, so he kind of just like, in his own Dokojin way, comforted her. Mm-hmm. But then later on when he knew, this is my girl and you're still trying to hurt her, and I remember that slap, that handprint that was on her little face.
Right.
He went ham on him and he beat him up, and it was in the news, but he didn't give a crap. He refused. He didn't even want to apologize.
Right.
But she was like, please just go apologize. Don't make a big deal about it. This and that. And so he's like, I'm only here for her.
Right.
I'm only going to say sorry, even though you're a piece of scum.
Right.
That I'm sorry that you have to be in the hospital for what I did to you.
Right.
He didn't really say, I'm sorry for hurting you. I'm sorry for doing.
Right. He's like, basically, I'm sorry that you got this hurt, that you had to be in the hospital.
Right. So, and I feel like, and granted, I don't see, he might not do it like that.
I feel like Ji-wook probably will have a plan set out to get back at him for this.
Right, because at the end, he notices how she holds her neck. I know this is like the last scene, right? Almost?
Yeah, because at the end of it, toward the end of the episode, they are going to court.
Right. That's right.
And they're walking up, and the district attorney is walking out. and he notices that she kind of flinches,
right,
and her hand goes to her neck automatically, because I don't think he probably figured who did it to her neck, but he didn't have concrete evidence to know exactly who did it.
Right.
But that confirmation is how she acted when they
right.
met up
Definitely.
at the courthouse. So I feel like he's gonna, when he finds the killer, he's gonna bring that up to the district attorney. He definitely will.
Makes me want to go watch Greatest Love again. I don't know why. Talking about it.
It did. It made me want to go watch that episode.
No, the whole series.
Yeah, for you, for the whole series. Yes, for me, just that episode.
Yeah.
But we also had some couple moments, because when they're doing their research or whatever, investigating for their case, they have a slight little moment where they get caught by the rain, and I felt like the production team tried to make this super cheesy and try to have the slow motion and the music to give it a moment.
He grabbed her wrist.
He grabbed her wrist.
Like, run.
Right.
It's raining. He just like swishing your hair in the rain. And it's wet. And it still looks good, which is impossible.
Right. I was like, what is this?
But yeah, I didn't take it as super cheesy as I've seen before, but I appreciated it.
Right.
I didn't feel like cringe cheesy.
It wasn't cringe cheesy, but it was cheesy.
Yeah. But it was nice. But then he noticed, like, staring at her like, whoa.
Right. He caught
what is this feeling,
He caught himself catching feelings.
Yeah, so he stood up real quick and was like, all right, it's drizzling a little bit. We're good. Let's go.
Right. And I feel like that's what this, like I said, 11 and 12 was about, was him realizing that his heart is already there for her. But
his head has to catch up.
Right. And, of course, the episode, the ex-girlfriend's in the picture. He initially kind of keeps his distance from her and nothing to do with her. All of a sudden, this bitch has some white lips. Oh, bitch.
Drink some water.
She's got sweat on her forehead.
Take some Tylenol.
She looks slightly pale.
Go take a nap.
And all of a sudden, he feels the need to take care of her again.
Oh, you can't drive. You're too hot and sweaty and thirsty to drive.
I'm like,
no, bitch. Here's a bottle of water and some Tylenol. Take a nap in the car and go home.
Wow. But yeah, I was just like, you were just telling her 2 episodes ago that you want nothing more to do with her. All of a sudden she's sick, and mind you, she didn't get faint sick or lean on him or anything like that. No, he saw her struggling to get to her car, and he went and helped her on his own.
She stumbled a little bit. How you know she didn't trip on a rock?
She had on heels.
Right. Maybe it's a long day in them heels. She tired.
Right.
Yeah. Oh no, you tripped on this crack in the ground. Let me drive you home. But you know what? Now I think about it, maybe being Ji-wook, and we know he's genuinely a very nice guy, even though he tries to put on a
mean guy act.
Right, at times, or a cold guy. I don't say mean, a cold exterior type guy. Really, he's a teddy bear. And so I'm chalking it up to maybe their long friendship, in that the fact that he saw her stumbling and that she looked ill, that he was like, as an old time friend, even though we've had this issue between us, at least I want to help you get home.
I'll give him
and
that.
Even though I just said so many terrible things about her, I really just want to give him that benefit of the doubt. He just genuinely wanted to help her get home because she looked ill.
And what I'll give this, despite her being the cheating ex-girlfriend that she is,
yeah,
and I feel like she wants to get Ji-wook back, but I don't feel like she's gonna be the conniving, usual, typical second female lead.
Yeah, well, because I feel like she's, as a lawyer, the way she puts off as a lawyer, her persona, she's not that petty. Maybe the girl that she works with would be like that,
right?
But I feel like she's probably above that. She'll probably do things, but not as conniving and petty as we've seen.
But I feel like
before.
she's trying to get. I also feel like she's trying to get all her facts too before
That's
she
true.
completely jumps.
So there's no misunderstandings,
right?
And I've noticed that a lot with dramas, at least, especially with the Chinese drama watching Perfect Match. The male lead, he refuses to have any misunderstandings for him. If something goes down at that moment, he takes her to the side. Let me talk to you. This is how it is.
Right.
I want you to understand. This is how I'm feeling. This is how I perceived it. I hope you don't take it the wrong way. This and that, and he clears it up. And I feel like maybe that's what they're trying to do less of, the misunderstanding where the audience is like, that's not even how it is.
Right.
So sick of this. Let me get all my facts straight, and then I can talk, and I can put, into act what I want to do.
Right. And I don't know, like, I feel like I'm gonna love-hate her by the end of the drama. Hate her because of her cheating that she did in the past.
Right.
But for now, to me, I feel like I don't think she's really gonna do anything where I'm like, bitch, really? I feel like she's probably gonna get to the point where she's probably try to fit her way in unnecessarily.
Yeah,
but I don't feel like she's gonna get to the point where I'm gonna have to roll my eyes because she's doing foolishness.
I definitely see her doing one of those, well, I've known him for so long, so I know him type thing. Right. That's coming up, and I just feel it, and I want to punch her in the face. I hate that the most.
I feel like she's gonna say that, but I feel like Bonghi has a type of spunk that I feel like if it comes down to it, I feel like when they have both announced that they have feelings for each other.
Yeah.
I feel like Bonghi's not gonna take her shit.
Yeah, of course not, because that's gonna be irrelevant at the time. She's just gonna be like, who gives a shit? I know him now. You knew him, which is past tense.
Right. And
so,
you cheated.
Who wins
right,
here?
because at this point, he actually knows that she's a cheating girlfriend.
Right.
And she knows who she cheated with.
And she hates her for that, but she's just like, even when she met her again, she was just like, ugh, and I liked you in the beginning.
Both of them are like that. They're like, oh, but I liked you too.
Right.
Ugh, why do you have to be her?
Right.
Why do you have to be her?
Right.
It's like, y'all want to be
Damn,
friends so bad. It's ridiculous.
So they'll probably like a frenemy thing where, like, you know, like when you're power walking, you're trying to pass somebody,
right.
like, no, I'm faster. They're gonna have
right.
that kind of relationship,
right.
and not like that hate relationship.
Right. So,
and I feel like she has that with the other girl too, the one that cheated with her girlfriend, with her boyfriend. Granted, she still doesn't know that was her that cheated.
Right, but I think that is more so they were forever frenemies from the jump.
Yeah.
Her and Yoo Jung, I feel like they connected on a friendship level from the jump, but then found out later that
right.
the connection to the same man made them have to step back from that
right.
bonding that they were going to have.
Right, and I don't like when they always have females headbutt all the time. I like that frenemy stage where, like, the fact that she saw her on the street and she's just like, give me your shoes.
Right.
Even though I don't like you, give me your shoes, let me borrow. And the fact that, you know, she could walk off with her shoes.
Right.
You know, so it's not that I can't stand the sight of you. It's the fact that I don't like you, but, you know, I don't hate you.
Right.
Right. That type of relationship.
But then the way 12 ended, and I kind of said it in the tags when I reblogged it, some of the GIFs, they both annoyed me when it came to the way episode 12 ended. She's on 10, he's on 4.
I don't think he's that low.
Just about to hit 5 because he's at the stage where he's realizing his feelings.
And I don't know. I think he's on a 6. She's on a 10. Let's say she's on 10. I think he's on a 6. But at that moment, he might have been on a 4 because he just came from his ex-girlfriend.
That's why I said 4. Because I'll say at the beginning of 12, he was heading into full on 6, going to 7.
Right.
But then the case happened, the ex-girlfriend being sick, and him taking her home, that knocked him, and they had not an argument, they had a discussion with the ex-girlfriend, and her bringing up all the stuff. So that's fresh on his mind as he goes back home.
Right, he was definitely in a daze. So that knocks
him down to back to 4. And Eun he is stressed and worried about because she witnesses him taking the ex-girlfriend home. She's pacing around the house, walking around outside, waiting for him to come home. He comes home. She does the slow motion run to him, runs into his arms, starts crying, and says, I like you. And the whole time I'm just like, don't do it. Don't do it. Damn it, she's doing it.
Right. You did say that, but she, at that moment, was very selfish. She didn't gauge it, and he's better at gauging situations than she is. But if she had looked at his face, she just saw that, oh, he's finally home. She should have looked at his face. Even I could see it, you know, as he's walking, he's in a daze.
Right.
He's still caught up in what happened back there. He's not in what's going on right now.
Right.
So the fact that she hugged him was like, I like you. It was just, I was like, that's not the moment for it. It's not.
Right. And then I feel like, don't like me.
Right. You shouldn't basically, you know, I feel like she should have gauged the situation and just saw that he was home and been done with it. Because after you meet up with an ex-girlfriend and you know there's not necessarily feelings, but there's something there still that they haven't had closure. He hasn't had the closure he needs in that relationship. She should at least been like, give him his space.
Right, and I felt like she was better at reading his face or his emotions a little bit better in earlier episodes, but all of a sudden she got so blindsided with.
But she's probably blindsided because she really likes him now. It's a different level of like.
And so. I guess it just annoyed me because I'm like, he's there, you know you're there. Granted, she confessed at the wrong time, but he just kind of flat out told her, "Don't like me, bruh." He
was about to hug her though.
Right, That's what made me even more irritated, because he's there. He knows he's there. But why did he tell her, don't like me?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
There was attraction from that moment they met, though.
It was.
There was an attraction, that back and forth type thing that they had going on.
Right.
So.
They had an initial bickering attraction to each other, because despite how they met on the train and stuff, I mean, I don't know.
But even after that, when they were in the cab and she asked him to drink with her.
True.
And then he actually came and drank with her. Like, there was a different level. And then she freaking slept at his house that first night.
Right. I think there was somewhat of a little bit of attraction. Then he felt bad for her, because I think he figured out the situation.
Right.
So, I don't know.
He got past that, but he likes her. Or he's starting to really like her. He liked her before there was an attraction. Now he's really starting to like her.
Right.
But this whole issue with his girlfriend, he has had the closure he needs for him to move on
to another. Because it's not even. Because I can't say it's just Umbong. I don't think he's ready to move on to another relationship. Period. Because he needs the closure from his past.
Right. And the fact that she just showed up, he was probably almost there at just letting go of her, not his friend being in friggin' helping cheating type thing. But he was almost there, but then she popped up and it threw him off.
Yeah.
And she knows it threw him off. So I feel like she's like, oh, this is my chance. I threw him off. This is my chance to weasel my way back, or snake my way back in there. No, don't do that. And that's selfish of her, and we know she's selfish anyway because she cheated in that way and then ran off. But that's just like, she hasn't changed. She's still selfish.
Right.
She's still
because
caring more about her own feelings than his.
Because she tried to call Eunhook, and he ignoring her calls, not paying her any attention. So when she really runs at him, she gets mad at him. Like, what's wrong with you? Why don't you answer my call?
And yeah, she just talked. I'm just like, hello, hey, how are you too?
Right, and he was like, hello, it's been a while. And then she kind of realized, oh, yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, but it has. Hello?
Nice to see you too.
Right, and even though he cheated with her, it's still the fact that, you were still longtime friends with him also. Right. And then you slept with him, and then you ran off. And now you're mad at him because he didn't tell you that he's dating somebody else, that his best friend. That why is the information he should have to tell you? Why is that? Because
clearly y'all haven't talked either since that.
Right, and he's heartbroken about that because that hit him where it hurt. Because he still has feelings for her, obviously, or there's still that closure that he hasn't gotten either.
He may have feelings for her still, but he knows that he's not going to pursue it because he cherishes his friendship with Ji-wook more than he does trying to get her.
Right, especially because she ran off.
Right.
Who runs off? Who cheats like that and then runs off and then comes back and tries to act like
and
nothing happened?
What's her problem is she is still stuck in the time past, and
where she was the center of their attention.
Right.
Both of them.
And she's trying to come back and try to still have that same spot. And not to say Umbong he has that, because she really doesn't.
Right.
She's just in a spot, she's in between them, but in a different type of way.
You think he's gonna start liking her too? Because I have a feeling that's where that's gonna go too.
I feel like it's heading that way, but I think he's gonna but I feel like he somewhat realizes Ji-wook somewhat likes her or is attracted to her.
Yeah.
So I feel like he might curb it before he gets there.
Yeah.
But I feel like he will confide in her. So I feel like they'll have another type of friendship level, but I feel like that friendship level will be the real jealousy for Ji-wook, to knock him into his senses, because he probably will see them bonding and think that something might be happening because he's already turned her down at this point.
Good point.
So I'm looking forward to more episodes, but I hate to say that my lead's kind of disappointing me at the end of 12.
Yeah, but who's to say they might not pick up or gain points back later on, right after when they comes back, because it seems like the episodes end in one part and they pick up right there, so they might right after.
True, and they tend to do that with this drama. Both of them, they've lost points, but they're quickly to gain them back.
Right, literally right after.
Right,
so
next scene they're gaining them back. So
hopefully, it doesn't create an issue or an awkwardness. I don't think. Hopefully, she doesn't make it awkward, and I think he's gonna be real silent after this.
He will
for a while, close himself off again. So.
Though they still got a case to deal with, but he's definitely on a personal level. He's probably gonna be closed off.
Yeah, most definitely.
So this was another a little bit longer than intended podcast, but I feel like all this Like I guess I pre-warned you, everybody. When we decided to do the recaps review of Suspicious Partner, our rants might go on a little bit longer than intended.
Right. Yeah.
So, and then we did have quite a bit of music that we did talk about this podcast.
That's true. Maybe we'll play a game next podcast. Break it up a little bit.
Yeah. Because, we might not get much music coming out in the next week.
Yeah.
So, if so, we'll try to keep it short.
As short as we can. You know, it's kind of hard for us. We don't even realize how long we talk sometimes.
Right. Because I know that when that first week we talked about Suspicious Partner, I was just like, when I saw the end time, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, so for this one, we didn't get any responses for the last part, but in this one, if you're watching Suspicious Partner, what was your favorite moment from this week? So leave that in the comments down below. And from the music that we just talked about this time, what was your favorite music? Or name an artist that you want us to pay attention to. Leave that in the comments down below. Go ahead and hit that like button.
Subscribe.
And I guess until next time, guys.
See ya.
Bye.